situated. All right, guys, what's up? What is up? Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you guys for being here on YouTube and Periscope. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching on the replay. And I hope that you enjoy this recap of season 22, Big Brother All-Stars, episodes 8, 9, and 10. The 3 episodes that took place over the last week, including tonight's eviction and head of household competition. Berta, I saw that you messaged me something about that. You'll have to give me the juicy details at some point, the juicy tea. Berta, first comment to the broadcast. All right, so I know it's really late. I apologize. I am hardcore PMSing, and I have super bad cramps. Actually, they feel okay right now, which is weird, but I had pretty bad cramps and a headache, and I took a little nap that went like 2.5 hours, and just trying to stay hydrated and full of iron, so thank you for understanding that. Hi, Greg. Hey, Tia. First comment to the broadcast over on, I almost said Twitch, on YouTube. All right. Let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to start with episode 8, which was Sunday night's episode. So it feels like a while ago, right? Last Sunday. And I just kind of do play-by-play of how it works out. You can check out my previous recaps of Big Brother and Survivor on my YouTube channel. There's playlists, so it makes it really easy to navigate through all the different types of content that I do. I also want to announce that I officially received the textbook I ordered in June for the upcoming fall semester, which starts for me on Tuesday. This is my social problems textbook talking about society's impact, sociological approach to social problems such as racism, sexism, homicide, poverty, crime. Lots of interesting topics in there. So stay tuned for good topics from that book as I go through my fall semester of my bachelor's degree program. As we start my bachelor's degree, majoring in psychology, eventually getting my master's degree and maybe even my PhD in clinical mental health counseling. Humanity United, bonsoir. Hey guys, hey. Okay, so Tyler won head of household last time we talked, and he wants to put up Kaser and Janelle because he's, he really wanted Memphis to take that shot before, and he didn't, so Tyler views this as his opportunity to put Kaser and Janelle up on the block. But this is just him thinking in the beginning of the episode. I was gonna say broadcast. I was gonna say stream. I'm like, it's not a live stream. It's a show. It's an episode. I do shoot cash from a cash gun. Yeah, I have my cash cannon right here. Hey, Sarah. Cash cannon. We actually shot this off for the first time on Twitch yesterday. You can redeem points to have me shoot it off on Twitch, and then I do it for certain Super Heart milestones here on Periscope. How are you, Sarah? Did you enjoy it? Did you already watch tonight's episode? I hope you already know who got evicted. If not, leave now if you don't want the spoiler. I helped you out so much in the past. Really? Thanks. That's nice. Good to see you back. Yeah, I've been live every single day for over 3.5 years straight here on Periscope, and now I go live every day on Twitch as well. Hi, Mike. And sometimes here on YouTube, too, so I try to cover all my bases. I have Instagram, Twitter, kind of TikTok, I guess. Follow me everywhere. It's Next Juice if you want. You're okay with tonight's episode? Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the exit interview from tonight's guest, so I'll talk about that at the end. No, Mike, I know. So, I just got done. I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but I was just saying I have really bad PMS and cramps, and I felt actually kind of nauseous. Like, my hormones were just really messing with me. My temperature regulation seemed off. It was a tough day of being a woman, I guess, today. So chicken and waffles did not sound appealing to me. It actually made me feel quite ill even thinking about it. So maybe tomorrow, hopefully everything will have cleared up. I don't really feel nauseous now, but we'll get there. Take some Advil. Maybe. I don't really take medications too much unless, something's like unbearable, or if I really have to do something that I can't, it's cramps, it's digestion, and it's a little tiny headache. I'm just trying to stay hydrated so that doesn't become a problem. Hey, Adriano. Hey, Mike. Thanks for inviting. Oh, really, B? Wow, I appreciate you sharing that with me. Thank you. Bless me in my natural cycles. Yeah. There's definitely been times I've taken like Midol or whatever, but I try not to. Okay, so we saw the formation of a new alliance on this day. Some alliance members take this alliance a little bit more seriously than others, as far as I can tell, but it's called the Slick Six. It's Enzo, Cody, Tyler, Danny. So we have Cody, Tyler, and Danny from the committee, which is the 6-person alliance. Six? How many people is in that? How many people are in that? I don't know. I think it's 6 in the committee. So we have those 3, and then we also have now Enzo, and then also Bailey and Davon. So that is the Slick Six. If you don't know who those people are, I do have the images of the cast up here. Let me just put that up on the screen. If I can remember how to do this. Here we go. Share screen. Hi, Brent! How are you? Hey, New York City guy. What's up? Men are more simple. Yeah, we do have our complexities. I think men and women both have complexities. StreamYard, allow. All right. So, in the Slick Six, we have Danny. She's actually one to keep an eye on. She definitely made more of an impact this past week. Last week I said she was in a really good position. I think I even said she stood a good chance of winning. This week I feel like that's even more true. She's playing a much more active role in the house than I realized, so that's good. Cody's in the Slick Six. Tyler is in the Slick Six. Bailey. Enzo, the Meow Meow, the New Jersey guy, and Davon. So those are the Slick Six. Then we go into the have-nots. Let me put my screen back to regular. So then we have the have-nots. So the outgoing 4 have-nots have to pick the incoming new 4 have-nots who have to eat slop and sleep in the have-nots room. And I believe there's some, they can only take cold showers, I believe. Let me know if I'm forgetting anything, guys. Oh, lovely, Brad. This seems lovely. There's too many alliances, Bradley says. Hey, Bradley, so good to see you every time. So good. I'm so glad that you're able to make this. I know it's later than usual. I was like, I hope Bradley will be able to be there. Oh, you're welcome, B. Anything I can do. That's why I'm going to school for that. I'm glad that I helped you. Okay, so we had the outgoing have-nots from last week were David, Kaser, Christmas, and Nicole Franzel. And David really wanted to put Memphis in there as kind of getting him back because he made him a have-not. He put him up on the block. He really has like a chip on his shoulder about Memphis, rightfully so, especially the delivery of, you know, how Memphis said to him, like, oh, you're at the grown-ups table now, and, you know, kind of a dick. So David really wanted to put him up, but Enzo was like, man, I don't want you to feel like, you know, you got to pick somebody, like, I'll do it, it's fine. So Enzo volunteered, which was really cool. I actually really like Enzo. I thought he was going to drive me insane. Maybe it's because I live in New Jersey. I only have lived here for now going on almost 2 years, and sometimes New Jersey mannerisms really irritate me, especially like this North Jersey Shore kind of like, you know, Enzo type energy. But he's pretty cool. He's a cool guy. He's very entertaining. He's quite the character, and he actually seems like a genuinely nice guy. So, and he's actually pretty good at the game. So I was actually very impressed with him as I get to know him better. So he volunteered to be a have-not for David. Kaser picked Cody, which probably felt really good. Christmas picked Bailey. And Nicole F. picked Janelle. And then she took a jab on Janelle as she did that. She said, well, because she likes to talk about me, and really pissed Janelle off. So Janelle was like, Nicole, just stop. You know, you knew you were going to say that the whole time. And it's kind of this like little bit of drama between the two of them that we don't really get to see a lot of, but I think blew up worse. Nicole did mention at one point that Janelle was kind of bullying her in the house and being really mean to her. So that's kind of sad. You don't want to see grown women bullying and harassing and insulting and attacking each other, but some things happen. Hey, Melissa, how's it going over on YouTube? J Maintenance, I'm good. How you been doing? Chloe, so good to see you. Hi, guys. How are you? How are you tonight? How's it going? All right, so Kaser and Janelle think that Memphis might save them with the safety suite if he wins, and he says he will, but he doesn't plan on winning, so he makes sure that he intends to throw the competition, so hoping someone else will win so that he doesn't actually have to show his hand to Kaser and Janelle and even think about taking Janelle off of the block. This is just something I thought was kind of funny. They have a bidet in the toilet there that, like, sprays your bottom with warm water and cleans you off after you go number 2. So the guys think it's really nice and fancy, and Enzo is one of them. He's like, oh, it's so fancy. It's like the bougie toilet. And then he doesn't know what to do with it, and the water apparently sprayed everywhere in the bathroom. He said it was getting too hot, so I stood up before it was done. It was like burning my balls or something. And then Cody went into the bathroom. He's like, literally, there's water on the door. Like, there's water on the door. There's water all over the seat. Like, okay, man, you don't know how to use it, but, like, clean up after you spray the entire bathroom down. And Enzo got a little touchy, a little embarrassed. So it was kind of a funny interaction, all in all. Hey, way out. What's up? And the floor. Okay, so then Danny walks past a room where Bailey and Devon are talking with Kaser and Janelle, and they're kind of talking game and strategizing, and Danny views that like, okay, well, what about this Slick Six alliance? Why are they talking to Kaser and Janelle? You know, and she alerts both Tyler and Enzo about it just because, you know, she wants them to know. But also I think she likes, and she even said that she likes to put little tiny ideas about everybody else in everybody else's head so that everyone is always kind of worried about other people other than herself. So she's definitely got a strong social game and a good strategy, I think, for the game, as long as it's not too obvious that she's doing that. And I think it was Bailey who even said, you know, I don't need any Danny drama. So in a way, she might be kind of putting herself as this gossip drama queen, which is not an ideal position to be viewed at. It's one thing if you're subtly doing it. It's another thing if people view you that way and it's kind of annoying and they don't want to live with you anymore and they're certainly not going to vote for you to get the $500,000. Thank you, Chloe, for the super hearts, you beautiful freaking girl. What's on my pants? Nothing. I live in South Jersey and it sucks. Cost of living is so expensive and overpopulated. Move if you don't like it. Have the life that you want to have, man. Okay, so then the safety suite. So this was the last opportunity to use the safety suite. So pretty much everybody that had a pass, a VIP badge, competed in the safety suite. Because what have you got to lose? Like, you will have guaranteed safety. You can pick somebody else to have safety as well, so it can strengthen an alliance and a bond and a tie that you have with somebody in the house. And it's just, you know, fun to compete. I think it looks like it gets kind of boring there. Like, they're just chilling around the house all the time, you know, like, you need something to do besides just talk to these people all the time. So I think the challenge is kind of fun. So the people who competed in the safety suite were Danny, Enzo, Nicole, and Memphis. So pretty much all of these people are in alliances with each other anyway, so it really didn't matter too much what happened, but they all competed. And so here's kind of like what worked out a little bit. So Danny competes in the safety suite, and Devon wants her to save her. Now, she asks Danny and Enzo, and probably others, but we see her asking Danny and Enzo a lot about saving her, picking her to save her in the safety suite because she's never had a Big Brother punishment before, and she wants the punishment because it'll be fun, right? It's like an experience. It's part of the Big Brother experience. So she wants the punishment. So it's like, Danny even said, you know, she's like, I'm pretty sure Devon wants to be saved mainly because she wants the punishment. Like, it's really not a trust thing. But Danny uses the opportunity to plant the seed of doubt in Enzo's head and potentially, who else is in their alliance there? The Slick Six. So yeah, just Enzo, as far as I recall off the top of my head. She kind of plants that idea, like, she doesn't trust us. Maybe Tyler as well, probably. Danny and Tyler seem pretty close. You know, she doesn't really trust us to keep her safe, so she wants us to give her safety, and it's not really cool. But that's an easy thing for them to argue against. I didn't see it in the scripted, produced TV show, but, you know, I assume they're kind of like, well, we don't want to show that we're working with you and that we're in an alliance with you, so we can't pick you because people will know we're working together. So I'm going to pick somebody outside of our alliance to keep it all up in the air. He's what's up? Okay, so, yep, she wants Enzo too as well. Okay, so here was the safety suite was like think like what was Britney Spears' music video Toxic, where she has to go through the room with all the lasers. You guys have probably seen it. I think like Charlie's Angels, you know, like action movies. They go and they're like trying to rob somewhere, and they get into a room and they think they're at the end of their robbery, and then all these laser beams turn on. They're all around the room. You have to try to like, you know, maneuver your way over and under and through all these laser beams so you don't set off the alarm, so you can go rob the vault, the safe, which in this case has a big exercise ball in it. And then you have to take that big exercise ball and maneuver it and yourself back to where you started through all the laser beams and then ring the buzzer. So it looked like it was actually pretty hard because it's like this big, you know, it's hard enough for them to get through with just their bodies. Now they have this big ass ball that like bounces and rolls and like doesn't do everything you want it to do. It was actually a pretty fun competition to watch, I thought. Big Brother has some fun creative competitions which are fun to watch, I feel like. Now Memphis, remember, he wants to throw the challenge because he doesn't want to win, because he doesn't want Janelle to know that he's not going to take her off the block and even to have to make the choice at all. So he gets to the end, he puts the ball down and just sits on it and literally chills for I don't know how long, but it looked like a long time. You know, he's just sitting there waiting, and then he's like, all right, Enzo, if you can't beat that time, man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, and he rings the buzzer and he goes. So that was interesting to see if that would work. If it'd be hilarious if he still won, right? So Enzo ended up winning the challenge exactly as everyone kind of had wanted, and he saved Christmas, which sounds funny. It's kind of like the Grinch who stole Christmas, but then he ends up saving Christmas. So Christmas, I freaking adore Christmas. She is the cutest, most bubbly, fun energy. I love her, and she's naturally beautiful. I like want to be her. So she says, you know, Enzo's been put on the nice list for saving Christmas. That's the cutest thing ever. So basically what ends up happening is after the safety suite, he picks Christmas. We don't get to see her punishment yet, and they have nominations. So Tyler puts up Kaser and Janelle as expected, even though they kind of made it seem like he was considering Davon as well. As we all knew, I think, that Kaser and Janelle were going up. I wrote at the bottom, Janelle's a more obvious target. I was hoping that one of them would get taken down so that Tyler would have to put someone else up, because it's like, you know, it was kind of like mixed reviews on the house on whether or not that was a big move for him to target Kaser and Janelle, because really it wasn't. Like, they're the least popular in the house. They've been targeted from day one. So they really, like, it was an easy vote to put them on the block, right? It's not like that was a hard decision to make, or he's so ballsy or whatever, you know, took a big shot. So you need to watch it live. You only see the highlights. Yeah, I don't watch it live either. Hey, Mark. Yep, I'm going to do Fortnite stream after this for sure. For sure. Probably not as long as normal, but we're going to get through it and do everything that was on the agenda. All right, so on to episode 9, which was last night's episode, Wednesday night's episode, where we had the veto competition. Hey, Nelson, good to see you as well. I'm very well. How are you doing? You didn't go over on YouTube, did you? This is where we find out about the name of that Alliance of 6 with Memphis and Cody and whoever else in it. And they've called it the committee, which is clever because of the commission, final 2 that Cody and Memphis have. But I did write here, and this is interesting, in lieu of tonight's episode, I think that this was misguided, but in my mind, I kind of viewed that group of 6, like the 5 of them that don't include Memphis, I was thinking it kind of seemed like they might want to actually pull David in and maybe even replace Memphis with David, because they seem to be getting pretty tight with David, especially Tyler. So I thought, oh, maybe it'll still be 6, but they'll kind of like sub out Memphis and bring in David and get rid of Memphis, because they were very concerned that he was working with Janelle and that, you know, they're not like, they don't really trust him, you know, and they like David better. Generationally, probably part of the reason, you know. Kaser and Janelle, it's their 4th time on the block together, and Kaser has never been on the block without Janelle, and Kaser has also never outlasted Janelle in the game. So those were some cool highlights that came up on Wednesday night's episode. Enzo predicted that Janelle was going to win the veto and use it on herself. Bailey and Devon are both trying to keep friendly with Janelle. They actually genuinely like Janelle and they want to work with her. It just sucks that they don't have the numbers. So they're kind of like keeping friendly, although Danny is aware of that and kind of uses it to burn both Bailey and Devon's game, which sucks. Momo, what's up? What's up? Somalia? Somalia, really? Interesting. Katie, hi! Sorry I missed your comment. Thank you, Yes Man. Hey, Trevi Man. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Missed those comments. I want to know why Ian and Nicole aren't being targeted. Like the two previous winners of the game, why are they not the ones going up onto the block every single time? Like, why is everyone not targeting them? That's interesting to me. Janelle is the only one openly targeting and potentially bullying Nicole, which is surprising. You know, these people have won this game because they're good at the game and they're popular and they're well liked and they make it right through to the end because people don't mind living with them. They target other people they don't like as much and they end up getting screwed by these, you know, basically good players. Janelle is putting some lactic acid peel on her face for her skin and Ian's like, oh, that's interesting looking because it's all red. He's like, oh, that's weird. She's like, yeah, it's lactic acid. It like helps my skin. He's like, oh, interesting. She's like, yeah, she's reading off the bottle. She said 3.6 pH. And he's like, oh, that's very acidic. And she was like, yeah, it means like 3.6% percent acid, right? And he was like, no. He's like explaining to her the scale of pH, you know, like the lower the number, the more acidic it is, the higher the number, the more basic it is. And so then she's like, all right, you're freaking me out. You're freaking me out. She washes it off her face. And that was just really cute and funny. Like he was just like, no. Thank you. The acid thing was funny. I agree. You live in Virginia. Oh, okay. That's cool. Hey, Italy. What's up? It's just bonjour. All right, so then we have the veto competition. So obviously head of household Tyler and the two nominees, Kaser and Janelle, are playing, and then they pick 3 more people to play the veto, which end up being Cody, Bailey, and Memphis. Not really a great grouping there. Of course, Janelle hopes that if Bailey wins, she would save her, but Cody, Memphis, and Tyler are really tough competitors, so they're not feeling so great about their ability to win. I wrote that Christmas is the cutest thing ever, but we'll talk about her punishment at the end of that episode. Hi, Grant. How are you? How are you, my beautiful friend? Setting your face on fire with acid. She said it was tingling, you know. He was freaking out. He didn't seem to be freaking out. She freaked out because of his reaction, because he just thought it was weird more so than like, you know, I don't think he thought it was dangerous. I didn't get that impression anyway. He just saw like, wow, like you're like putting acid on your face. That's kind of weird, you know. So the veto competition. Oh yeah, Christmas was so cute because she was the host and she's just so excited. It's like cupcake scramble. Like, it's just, I adore her. So it's basically 3 big cupcakes, red, pink, and yellow, and blue, pink, and yellow, and you had to assemble each piece so that you had an all blue cupcake, an all yellow cupcake, and an all pink cupcake. And you could only move 1 piece at a time, and you could never put any pieces on the ground. So it was like a brain teaser, but also physical. They had to like move the pieces and run them around onto the different pieces. So the person who ended up, the way they did it was a bracket. So it was Tyler versus Kaser, Cody versus Bailey, and Memphis versus Janelle. I want to know what you guys think. Did you think that Memphis was trying to throw that competition? Because Memphis was up against Janelle, and Danny and Cody are pretty convinced and are convincing other people that Memphis threw the competition or was trying to throw the competition to give Janelle time to save herself so he wouldn't have to, and because he's working with her and they don't really trust him, so that didn't really help. He basically had the yellow cupcake completed and then he took it apart and then he dropped one and they just thought, oh, it's so obvious that he's trying to throw this and we can't trust him, you know, he's on the outs basically of the alliance. So we'll see where that goes. He didn't say that he was trying to throw it in any of the confessionals they showed on the show. So I'm not really sure that he intentionally threw it. I don't know. Maybe subconsciously he really wanted her to like win and save herself, but he just wasn't really paying that good of attention. Like he didn't care about winning that much. And you know, the rest of the members of his alliance are like, yo, like the number one person we need to not win this veto competition is Janelle. So like you have one job, and that's to make sure that you beat her. And so for him to be kind of clumsy with it and not really focused, potentially throwing it, really irked some of the members of his alliance. He never said he wasn't either. I don't know that he was aware that he was being accused of that. I think it was mostly said behind his back, you know? Okay, so Jay thinks he was throwing it. And Sarah thinks he was as well. Mavic Pro 1? What's that? I'm a dork? Yeah, I am. That's true, actually. I'm wearing makeup, so that's not that natural. Okay. So out of those competitions, Tyler won, Cody won, and Memphis won, which I was like, okay, you know, Memphis won that competition. He didn't throw it, so whatever. Janelle was not doing well with it, though, either. So then it was Tyler versus Cody, and Cody won that one. So then it was Memphis, or no, sorry, I said it backwards. Memphis versus Cody. Cody won that. And then it was Tyler versus Cody for the final round. Cody won that one, so Cody won the challenge. And now he's starting to be painted in my mind as similar light of Mickey from last season. I don't dislike Cody as much as I disliked Mickey. That may come to change, but he's a comp beast, and he's a big target and a big threat. I don't know if he's really consciously being targeted by anyone, but he should be. They need to get him out ASAP. So, Christmas's punishment, which was my favorite punishment, it was so good. I was laughing so hard. Tears were streaming down my face. Hey, Swat, how have you been? How are you doing? So she had to have a baby all-star. So they gave her this star pillow, and that was her baby, and she had to take care of it at all hours of the day and night for the whole week. So they'd be like, Mommy, you know, this voice comes over, Mommy, take me for a walk. And like in the middle of the dead night, like she's asleep, and it's like, Mommy, I'm scared. And then she like grabs it, and she's like trying to like cuddle it, and then it's like, take me for a walk. So she like has to get up and walk around the house all sleepy. And then there's like this baby crying noise, and it's like another baby has been born, another all-star has been born. She gets like the second one, and then there's a third one, and then a fourth. And I don't actually even remember. I didn't even keep track of how many she had at the end. I think like 8. Like she had like these 8 stars. And my favorite part was that she had to walk around in the middle of the night and go up to everyone in the house with all the babies and tell them to look at how cute her babies are. That was so cute. She was so tired, and she has all the stars, and she like would walk into each bedroom. Look, hey, look how cute my babies are. She goes into the next room. Look how cute my babies are. That had me rolling. I was laughing so hard. It was just tears. Oh, she had 9, Sarah? Okay, 9. That was so funny. Enzo was really fun about it too. What's his name? Yeah, Jay. He's like, oh, does that mean I'm the father? And she was like, well, you did. I am your +1, you know, from the safety suite. So then they were like, family photo and everything. And then, you know, once she started having more babies and have to do all this stuff, he's like, all right, I'm going. And she was like, where are you going? What are you doing? And then just when it's getting tough, the parenting's getting tough, you're out of here. He's like, I'm going to go have some beers and watch the game with the guys. So he was really funny with it. And like, you know, she has them all named after like Big Brother, you know, like features, you know, like Veto and, you know, all the different things. It was really just really entertaining and funny, I thought. And then so Enzo says, you know, okay, you know, one of those babies definitely looks like me and is like this grumpy looking like star face. And he's like, but I don't know, we might need to be going on Maury for the rest of these ones because there's no way these are all my kids. Oh my God. So funny. He's a really funny guy. I actually felt like there was somewhat of a spark between Christmas and Enzo, potentially. I think he's kind of into her. I don't know. Are they married? Are they both married with kids? I don't know. I mean, maybe it was all just innocent flirtation, you know, but it seemed to me like there actually was a bit of chemistry between those two, and I made me kind of happy, but hopefully not if they're supposed to be happy with other people. it's good for them to have a good time, you know. It's not like they have to do the hanky-panky. All right, let's get to the final episode. Episode 10, tonight's episode, the Eviction Night, the most awaited night of every week, Thursday night's eviction. So I didn't write a lot down for this. I mean, it was definitely a lot of, the production team definitely wanted us to think one thing might happen, you know, because we all went in thinking like Janelle's going to get out. And then you see her really campaigning pretty effectively, but I feel like they were editing it to make it look like her campaigning was more effective than it probably was. And, you know, like she seems to make it, she's like saying like, oh, I offered Cody this like once in a lifetime deal. If he doesn't take it, he's so dumb. Because she basically said to Cody, hey, if you vote for me to stay, I'll give you my wedding band as collateral. So you know I'm not coming after you because, you know, I wouldn't let you take the wedding band home with you. And I will vote with you for the, I don't know how long she said she was going to do it, but it seemed to me like she only promised him like 1 week of doing that. And she does that. I noticed this in a previous episode where she said, hey, like, I won't come after you for the next 3 votes or something like that. And I'm like, 3, like, that's basically just telling them, like, in 4 weeks, I'm going to vote for you, you know, and maybe that's the way it works in Big Brother. I don't know, but to me, that wouldn't be very convincing or reassuring or anything. I would still want to get you out, you know, because you're coming after me, so I'm going to get you out before you get me out. That's how a lot of these people are. Is that Reggie? Are you John Cena on YouTube? Enzo, yep, the meow meow. The meow meow. All right, so then there's like so the wedding band, you know, and he was like, I've never been offered a wedding band, and all the times I played Big Brother, so this is kind of different, kind of interesting. You know, maybe I'll keep her. You know, Tyler's kind of saying the same thing. If I get her out, I'm become one of the biggest targets in the house, so I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, they're toying with the idea of potentially keeping Janelle over Kaser, which would be really stupid for all their games, and I don't think that they should do that. So I like Janelle better than them, but, you know, in terms of logic and them trying to win, it wouldn't make sense for them to keep her. So, David. Lovely, lovely, lovely David. Let's pull up David's face here, shall we? Oh, David. You poor guy. Oh, goodness. Were you guys shaking your head, smacking your head tonight at David's move? Here he is. So we have David Alexander from last season. First person to be eliminated last season. They tried to give him a second chance this season. Controversial because it's an all-star season, not a second chances season. This is not an all-star. This is someone who didn't even barely play the game at all. So he's an amateur. He's a rookie. He's a newbie. And he doesn't really know what it's like to be in the house and how to navigate and how to actually, you know, be good at the game. He didn't even get to play, let alone be an all-star, meaning that he's very good at the game, which I already didn't like that he was even on the show, and I think a lot of people fall into that category, including the people in the house. So he really does have to prove himself and step up and be really good at the game, which is a lot of pressure for him and not really fair. And I think the casting really messed up on that more than like him taking the opportunity. Of course, he's going to take his second chance, no matter how it comes. So sometime last week or something, when he was on the block against Nicole, Tyler approached David and told him, hey, listen, Davon was trying to flip the votes against you. She was trying to flip the house to vote to keep Nicole and to get you out instead, just so you know. Now, you can't tell her this, because if you do, it'll blow us up. It'll blow up our relationship. It'll blow up both of our games. You know, because she'll know that I'm working with you. I'm telling you this stuff, so we got to keep this on the down low. So David decides a good idea would be to go to Bailey and talk to her about it. Hey, you know, is Davon trying to flip the house on me? And Bailey's like, you know, I don't want to be in the middle of this. You got to talk to Davon about this. Let's all just meet up, get on the same page, and move forward from there. Which is smart for Bailey's game, right? Because she's not trying to say whether Davon was or she wasn't. And I don't even still know if that was true or not. My guess is probably it did happen because of the interaction and the altercation that occurred between Davon and David. So now I don't know. Maybe Tyler made it up. It doesn't really strike me. I feel like she actually did try to blow his game up, which is why she probably got so upset when he did indeed, as per Bailey's advice, talk to Davon about it in the presence of Bailey. It was cool to see Bailey acting as a third party. She was kind of like a therapist. They didn't really want to talk to each other as much as they would talk to Bailey and say, like, he doesn't trust me. I trust him. I do everything for him. He doesn't do anything back for me. And it was kind of like this emotional, I think both of them cried. I think David and Davon both cried. She's like, all I've ever done was stick my neck out for you, and you still don't trust me, and you really believe that I would try to flip the votes on you, blah, blah, blah. So then Tyler happens to see Bailey and David right after this event, and they're kind of still worked up, and Tyler's like, what's up? What's going on? Let's talk about this. So David and Tyler go off to talk, and David tells Tyler, hey, I told Davon that you told me that you're trying to flip the votes on me. So now he has blown up everything, his game, I believe. He blew up his whole game. Because now Davon and Bailey know that Tyler ratted them out to David, which means that he is loyal to David more than he is loyal to them, especially Davon, who is in his Slick Six alliance. So how is that good? Now Tyler knows that David cannot be trusted with any information, even when it's in his best interest, because he will tell everyone. He's got that thing. Oh my God, what was the girl last year? The Asian girl that would just tell everyone everything all the time. Like, she's just really, and it's like, really, and David even had the realization. He's like, I'm just not as good at this game as I thought I could be. And that's the reality, is that he can't not tell people things, which makes you bad at the game of Big Brother. So we'll see how that unfolds over the coming weeks. And I just put like, and I thought they were going to replace Memphis with David. And now they're like, Tyler and Cody are like, he's dead to me. Like, we'll never have his back again. Like, we can't work with him. That's just, he just committed Big Brother suicide, basically, Hey, Dapper, what's up? Holy guacamole. Bailey needs to start playing her own game. Yeah. The new HOH has been revealed. Yeah. You can tell me who it was if you want. Oh, Astruthi, thank you for asking me that. Thank you for asking before telling me, but I wouldn't mind knowing. I don't really care. You tell me if you want. We're not supposed to know. I don't really care if I find that out or not, because we won't know the nominations. That's why I wanted to make sure I went live tonight, because I'm like, they're going to tell me who HOH is, and they're going to tell me who they nominated, but I don't like to know too much ahead of time. But knowing who won doesn't bother me too much. What do you mean, Mark? Was where? Oh, thank you for the super hearts, by the way. Thanks, Mark. Okay, so then we get to the vote. There's not a lot to say about tonight's episode. It was pretty clear cut. Janelle was the target. She campaigned really hard. People contemplated keeping her, and David blew up his game. Okay, so everyone in the house that could vote voted for Janelle, except for two people, Enzo and Danny. So here's my theories about this. Enzo likes to do that. We don't necessarily know why. So he did the same thing last week with Nicole and David. He voted to keep Nicole, and even though everyone else voted Nicole out. So he was, I think, the only person who voted to keep Nicole. And he also voted in this vote to keep Janelle. He voted Kaser to be evicted. Now, I think that there's a couple things here. One, it might just be funny to him, right? It might just be like, this is funny, like, I'm just going to go against everyone in the house. But it could also be like a kind thing. I was kind of hoping that this was more the reason, because I feel like it's a better story. Because he doesn't want anyone to have a unanimous vote out. Because that's a little bit embarrassing, right? Like, everyone voted you out. Like, not a single person had your back. Not a single person voted to keep you. Like, everyone wanted you gone. So in a way, it's like a sympathy. Like, okay, like, I'll give you a vote for you to stay, so that you don't have to get that announcement of, like, with a vote of 13-0, like, everyone hates you. It's like, oh, most people wanted you out, but a couple people, like, they had your back. That's, like, actually a pretty good feeling. Now, why Danny did it, I'm not totally sure. I'm actually thinking she's more trying to stir the pot, that she's going to be like, oh, who voted, kind of like what Mickey did last season, like, oh, who voted for Janelle to stay? Like, we got to get that person out of here. She might be trying to frame Memphis. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I feel like it has the potential to blow up in her face if it wasn't, like, a nice thing to do, or, we'll just have to hear from her. Hopefully they'll talk about that over the next week of episodes. Now, what I loved is Janelle and Julie's synergy, their energy combined. They are just so okay, Astra, thank you for that, thank you. So they were just so like, it was women's empowerment, right? They were so pro each other, like especially Julie supporting Janelle on her way out of the house, which I've noticed she's been doing that with the past few guests. And she even said, you know, she says this thing like, remember to be kind at the end of all of the episodes now. So she's on this like, you know, she's just trying to like basically elevate the humans that she interacts with and has influence on. So she's like telling them they have nothing to be ashamed of, and she's being very encouraging and supportive when they come out of the house. With Janelle, she's like, I love you. It's just another thing to love about you. I just really loved the exit interview so much. Like, I just felt like it was really positive and supportive, and Janelle's reactions and the way she thinks about the game is just so awesome, because she's able to remain objective, you know, and her reaction is very like authentic, like, you know, as an audience member. For example, when Kaser said, oh, I'm going to make sure these people that are in the alliance that got you out, I'm going to make sure they pay. And she's like, but he doesn't know. You know, she had no idea that Memphis and Christmas were in that committee alliance. She thought it was an alliance of 4. It was actually an alliance of 6, one of whom is Memphis, who Janelle thinks is on her side, and therefore now Kaser probably thinks is on his side. Now, I can see a future in which Kaser and Memphis do work together and basically start to deviate away from that power young generation alliance, because they don't really like Memphis that much, and Memphis might need a shoulder to cry on and somewhere else to rest his head. So we'll see how that kind of pans out, but it does suck that, you know, Memphis did. She said, like, good job, Memphis, like, you totally tricked me, and, you know, you did a good job at the game. So it was cool. I just enjoyed the exit interview. It made me happy. Super awkward when Nicole Franzel said, hey, Janelle, you know, I thought we were good friends outside of the house, but, you know, if you don't want to come to my wedding, it's fine. Just don't even worry about it. Like, what the fuck? What possesses you to do something like that? Come on, are you serious? You're uninviting someone to your wedding, okay, already a tasteless thing to do. Second, you're doing it on television, national television. How classless can you be? Now, I don't know. Maybe Janelle was ruthless and mean and a bully, and she's the bad guy here. I think both of them should be bigger people, I guess, right? They should not be bullying and being mean girls, and they certainly shouldn't be like shaming people publicly and uninviting them to their wedding. Like, I don't know. It just, to me, I was like, oh, I can't even believe they included that in the reel for afterwards. You know, it was just super icky, super icky. Okay, so then we end halfway through the HOH competition, which is they have to roll 3 balls down this super long table and land it in these 3 holes. First, they have 2 groups of 6. So, I don't think they actually showed, so we only got to see the first group. I can go and by process of elimination, figure out who the next 6 are going to be, but I don't think that matters too much. Nicole, Davon, David, Ian, Enzo, and Kaser were the first group of 6. So the first 3 to get all 3 balls into the holes move on to the next segment. Then the other 6 compete, the first 3 to complete it there, and then there's a final. There will be 3 and 3, so there will be the final 6, and those people will compete. I think Julie messed up, or the script messed up or something, because they said like whoever wins out of the final 12, and I was like, it's only 6, right? It's the first 3 and the first 3, and then it'll be the final 6, and then the first 1 out of those 6 to complete it, same challenge, will win head of household. And we just found out, because of the live feeds, Astrophy let us know that the person who and now this is not on the show, so if you don't want to know this, just leave. But the person who ends up winning the HOH for tonight is Enzo, which makes me happy, because I feel like he's a pretty cool guy. I actually like him. You could definitely see them working together. Exactly, Jay. Yeah. I want to wait until Sunday to see who wins. Oh, sorry, Sarah. Hopefully you left before I said it. Damn. Sign up as a future house guest. You seem like you would play an honest game and be trusted by other house guests. I think that my honesty and bluntness would make me a bad Big Brother contestant. I also don't know that I want to be locked up for an entire summer away from my boyfriend and his kids. and my family and live streaming in general. And also, I don't know if I want all of y'all to be looking at me 24/7 on the live feeds, because that's just a lot. But I have been dared to apply to be on Big Brother. So if they actually showed interest in having me on the show, I would go on it as a life experience. But I'm not like gung-ho. And I like what I do here, watching it, commenting on it, doing the play-by-play. I don't necessarily want to be a guest, but you didn't hear it. Okay, good. Good. I just muted. I don't want to know. Okay. You're good, guys. You're good. You can come back on. I'm not going to say it again. So we'll see what happens with the end of the Head of Household competition and the nominations on Sunday night. And then I will be back Thursday night to talk about the 3 episodes from the upcoming week. It'll be episodes 11, 12, and 13. We'll talk about all of this. We'll talk about the nominees. We'll talk about the veto. We'll talk about the eviction and everything in between. So I hope to see you guys back. I do this every week on Thursday nights on both Periscope and YouTube. Same username everywhere, NextJuice and EXJuice. JUICE. You can go to my website and find links to all my stuff. I do a lot of things. I do book reviews. I do ASMR. I do yoga. I do gaming. I do psychology. So much. Hey, Pablo. Jared, it's mine. It is mine. And also, what's up? You got a face for radio? Oh, damn. That's funny. I think most people do. Oh, my God, Jared. Wow. Thank you all for being here. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Please remember that you are worthy of being loved and feeling comfortable in your own skin. I know there's a lot more important stuff going on in the world right now than what's going on with Big Brother, but I think it's nice to have something kind of fun and entertaining to keep us laughing through this really challenging time. You love me on Twitch? Thanks, American Man. I appreciate that. I'm going to go live on Twitch right now, playing some Fortnite with the new Season 4 Nexus War, which should be Next Juice War because that's what the Next in Next Juice stands for, is Nexus. So I'm really excited about the new season of Fortnite as well. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor and Jared, yes, and Mark, and Reggie, and Brent, and Katie, and Rhodey, and Victoria, and Ed, and Michael, and Sarah. I gotta get used to your new profile picture, Sarah. And Chloe. Thank you for the super hearts, Chloe, and Mark, and Reggie. Thank you guys so much. Chloe was top contributor of the broadcast. The new Marvel stuff is so litty. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I only played for an hour last night with Sonam, and I was pretty tired, so there's still so much to discover there. So I'll go check in with the homies over on Twitch and Fortnite and see what we got going on. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking about this show with me. And remember, should we read the affirmation? No, I'm not going to do that. Just check out my replays from yesterday and the day before if you want to know my affirmation for the month. And I hope to see you on the next juice. That's a wrap. Yeah, I don't have any intro videos. StreamYard doesn't have a lot of integration for me, but it makes it simple to multi-stream, so. Janelle, why? Because she just was on the outs from the beginning. I feel like having Janelle and Kaser there doomed them both from the beginning. But Kaser has a chance of going further because people don't really view him as a threat. He doesn't have a great social game. He's just, I don't know. Thanks. She was good. Yeah, she was. Well, we'll see what happens next week. Stay tuned, give me a follow or a subscription, subscribe if you want to be here next week. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you over on Twitch. See you on the next one. Yeah, the next is tomorrow. We'll do other stuff. We won't be talking Big Brother. So I'll see you guys back on Periscope for that, and I'll see you on Twitch in just a few minutes. Love ya. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. I genuinely hope to see you on the next juice. That's a squeeze. Yeah.